DEXA scan is the gold standard when it comes to measuring your body composition, your body fat, your lean tissue, your bone density, and I'm about to get DEXA scan done to figure out where I stand. We had a mobile unit come to the gym and they've been here all day and they are helping people understand, maybe do we have health issues? Do we have to look into our bone density? Where are we sitting with our body composition? And they're giving them all of that data so they can continue to work towards their goals. We are using this today as a benchmark and we're gonna have them come back in 6 months so that we can see the progress that we have made. And just with tweaking things such as nutrition, sleep, getting into the gym more often, how those things can actually affect us when it comes to these metrics and these health measurements. It should also give people a little bit incentive to stay on track during the holidays, throughout the winter seasons, because they know that they have a check coming up in 6 months. And when you have those things on your calendar and you know that they are coming, a lot of times we're more apt to get to the gym or to fill our plate with good lean sources of protein rather than maybe reaching for those comfort foods. I have never had one of these done, so I have no idea what to expect. So I'm excited to share this with you guys, but let's go outside, hop into this mobile DEXA scan unit and see what my numbers are. Milo's coming too. All right, I got my numbers and honestly, it's kind of a little bit shocking. So they came back right away. You have to lay in the machine for about 5 minutes. It works its way down from your head all the way down to your toes. You can't move and you have to lay very, very still, but it gives you everything. So it gave me my right arm versus my left arm. It gives me my right leg versus my left leg, my entire trunk, my right trunk versus my left trunk. It also gives me kind of like a muscle balance report, as well as bone density. So it gives you a factor of what your bone density should be on a T-score. And it says it's a bone test that helps you recognize the risk of osteoporosis. So that gives you a factor that you either want to be above, and if you're below, then you have a little bit of concern. It does the same thing for your A to G ratio, which is your android waist fat with your gynoid hip. So that could be like fat around your organs, which could cause some cardiovascular disease down the road. So you also want to pay attention to that. So it gives you all those numbers as well. It also gave me my resting metabolic rate, which I've been dying to know. So that is the amount of calories that I burned at rest doing nothing. That is my baseline every single day, not including anything else. So typically a healthy female, an average body mass or body composition percentage is going to be somewhere around like 18 to 22 or 24%. I've always been an athlete, so I swam my entire life as a D1 athlete. I competed in CrossFit for the last 10 years where all I did was focus on trying to build muscle and put as much muscle on my frame as possible. And to be honest, after seeing the report, I probably am a little bit leaner than I would like to be, and I would like to see that number increase now that I'm definitely post-competing in CrossFit, because I think that there could be a direct correlation to my energy and how I feel overall versus how lean that I am. My age, 34.4, so I'm gonna be 35 in April. My total body fat percentage was 8.8%. That is broken down into total mass, fat tissue, lean tissue, and bone mineral content. So my total mass is 133.6 pounds, which I guess I was around 133. My fat tissue is 11.72 pounds. My lean tissue was 116.10 pounds. And then my bone mineral content was 5.76 pounds. So 8.8 is definitely lower than we anticipated, and that is definitely lower than I want to be, especially as a female. I would just chalk that up to spending the last 10 plus years of my life focused on building as much muscle and putting as much muscle on my frame as I possibly could. So being a smaller athlete and trying to compete in the sport of CrossFit, I needed to get stronger. So just putting that muscle mass on is a large part of how or why I became significantly leaner. And then on top of it, just training 6 to 8 hours a day. It's hard to get enough calories in when you are expending that much energy and that much effort all day long, every single day. So a couple of ways to increase this is going to be to drop some of that training volume down, which I have already done these last 12 to 14 months, and then to continue to increase foods. So just keeping track of making sure that if my resting metabolic rate is 1,357 calories a day, making sure that I'm hitting that plus a significant amount over that to account for all of the energy expenditure that I'm also doing when I'm working out each day. So the reason that I'm sharing sharing this with you guys is because I find this data very valuable. You certainly don't have to do this, but it definitely helps you understand, like, where am I currently at if you have specific goals. So for me, I'm coming off of very specific goals, like I mentioned, of trying to put as much muscle on my body as I possibly could, and I'm adjusting to my new workout routine and style. Well, I still need a ton of calories because I have a ton of muscle mass, which is going to burn more calories at rest. So making sure that I'm fueling myself, so like I talked about earlier, that I have energy, that I feel really good in my workouts, and that I can keep progressing and working towards whatever my goal is next. So I think this data is extremely important, especially if maybe looking at bone density. You're like, oh wow, you know, I've been only doing running and my bone density is not amazing. Well, maybe we should start working on some resistance training to help increase that bone density. So this data, just like a fitness tracker, you don't have to live by it, but what it can do is provide you very valuable metrics that you can take and you can incorporate, and you can make small tweaks so that you can ultimately feel your best inside and outside of the gym with tons of energy and just feel proud of everything that you're doing, and also as you work towards your goals. This is proof that resistance training is very good for your bone density. So we should all be resistance training, especially so we can put on some muscle mass as we continue to age. I also think it's really important to recognize that we can have extremes. We can have extremes one way and we can have extremes another way. I definitely probably err towards the extreme of being a little bit too lean for a female, but this is great information so I can continue to work to change that. In the end, our goal is to find a healthy middle ground. We want to find something balanced that we feel good. And that is our goal, is to look good, to feel good, to be able to perform with whatever it is that we're doing and trying to accomplish. Hopefully you guys found this video super interesting. We enjoyed sharing it with you. If there's anything else that you want to see, any questions you have about the DEXA analysis that I did, please put those in the comments below. And don't forget, smash the like button. Have a good day. And if you're looking for a training plan, join us at IBEX Training. Check out the links below. We've got a program for everyone. Have a good day.
Stepping out flat, body hot like you like. Have a friend on the inside. All I can say, oh na 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 na.